Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your spring love reading. I'm Mary. Welcome to Synchronicity Central, the new name to this channel. Just to let you know, I have timestamps below if you want to skip through the intro and go right to the cards. And I'm even breaking them down now with timestamps for which deck is where to make it easy for people to find what they're looking for. But I do want to explain real quick why the channel name changed. You're going to hear me from now on saying a lot about what's your synchronicity. Synchronicity Central feels like it's going to be my final landing place. It's been a couple of years of experimentation and exploration to get this channel going. And I've been guided a couple times to change the name. And I feel like this is the one because I really have come to understand that my purpose in life is to really sort of spread awareness about synchronicities, because the more people recognize those, the more vibrations raise, the higher our frequencies, the better our existence. The more fun stuff comes to us, the more good stuff in love comes to us and everything. And also it just gives us support in times of struggle. So a synchronicity is like, you know, having a front spot open up in a grocery store parking lot and it's packed, jam-packed, but yet you get a spot right up front, or getting all the green lights. It can also be things like seeing your birthday on a clock all the time, or maybe you tune into this reading and you know, you're wearing the same color nail polish as me, or we're both wearing black tourmaline bracelets, or I pull a card of a hummingbird and you've seen a hummingbird earlier, you know, or your birthday is 10/17 and you find a video that's 10 minutes 17 seconds long, or the number of views is your birth year, you know, that kind of thing. So I ask, what's your synchronicity? If you find something in this reading, like, hey, I say something that, you know, is a synchronicity as I've described, or you see something, put it in the comments, because you're literally single-handedly helping raise the vibration of mass consciousness. Other people see that and they're like, that's so cool. And then they want to put theirs down, and that helps get everybody noticing everything. But anyways, we're going to get into Sagittarius, into your love reading now for spring 2022, though this is a timeless reading. Whenever you see it is when you're meant to hear it. For the Sagittarius guided here, what do they need to know now? So we had some cards fly out, but I'm going to put them back because it was a chunk. These are my astrology cards. I got these like back in October for my birthday, and I haven't got a chance to use them much. We will go to the book on both of the cards that I pull for you. Sagittarius. Okay, that was a little weird jump out, but I'm going to keep it. One more, please, for Sagittarius and their love life coming in the next few months. Spring has sprung. All right, so, oh my God, I almost dropped the whole deck just now. Ooh. Okay. I'm getting the book. I have several decks out over here, and I have my Chihuahua on my lap, Izzy, because she decided she needed to be held in the middle of this reading. So let's see here. We have house 3. I'm going to show you the card better too. So Sagittarius, we have house 3. Mentality, the rational mind, communication, skills, and networking. So can you recall a time, this card says early learning, childhood relations, the rational mind, and communication. Can you recall a time you felt scared to speak up or even silenced? Revisit this memory, and with the wisdom and conviction of your highest self, tell the little you inside, your voice matters. So Sagittarius, right off the bat, some of you have maybe in a space at some point in your life where you felt like your needs really, I'm so sorry for bumping the camera, your needs really didn't matter to the people around you, the people who were supposed to protect you and keep you safe. The little you might have felt some neglect. I had a therapy session, an unconventional therapy session with a spiritual type person, and they had me start to talk to my inner child, like, little Mary, like, you know, or just, you know, go up to myself. I picture myself playing as a little child, and I would be like, You know, can I speak to you? Is it okay to talk to you? And see if the child is receptive, and just speak to the child inside you and let them know you're there and that you're not going to let anything happen to them anymore. Give them the love that they didn't receive when you were small. This is going to help your love life, Sagittarius, tremendously. So someone may be a natural extrovert, speaking freely in front of many, while another may be more introverted, preferring one-on-one conversations and intimate settings. Whether it's loud and from the mountaintops, or quiet on the pages of a journal, express yourself without inhibition. Get to know your voice and let yourself be heard. It's okay if it lands on deaf ears. It's okay if it isn't well received. It's okay to disappoint, disarm, or disillusion. What matters most is you let your voice be heard. So you may have some things that need to be said that might be uncomfortable to do so. And it's okay to say them. As long as you're not out to maliciously hurt somebody and you're genuinely trying to express your own wants and needs and in the most caring way you can, you really cannot go wrong. Okay. And I especially feel like, Sagittarius, the inner child in you is really needing some healing. So try to speak to your inner child. You would be surprised. It feels weird at first. But when you start doing it, like, things start to kind of calm down in you. It was a big, it helped me a lot. It was a big part of my healing journey during some really, really, really rough times. I'm going to go to the Yang card here. Let's find it in the book. Trying. Okay. So these cards are so gorgeous. Proactivity, expression, doing, and forward motion. So I do feel like there's already an energy of forward motion for Sagittarius, Could be more pushing through some healing. It could be a lot of things. We'll find out as we get further into the reading. So venture into the light of day. Speak your truth and be seen. Now is the time to engage with the world. Begin a project. Take that leap of faith. Share your ideas. Birth your inner world into waking life. You have angelic support in manifesting the life of your dreams. This is so amazing, Sagittarius. Leo had a similar energy in their reading. So if you have Leo in your chart, or you're dealing with a Leo, maybe check that out, because it's similar energy for sure. Let's see. You have angelic support in manifesting the life of your dreams. As a long-term practice, consider your balance between yin and yang, your spiritual life and your physical life. Both vital energies ebb and flow within as two sides of creation. Do you feel a harmonious balance? So is there a good balance between the spiritual life and the physical life, the male and female energies within yourself, or are you leaning more towards one and not the other? Definitely, the universe is asking you to bring in some balance to that yang side of the yang side of your life, right? The physical, the more male energy, whereas the yin would be the more spiritual energy. The yang would be the more physical part. So if you've really been like, just dying for spiritual growth and inner healing, it might be time to kind of get out there and experience more physical things right now. That will help to propel your journey forward, which very much feels like is happening for you, Sagittarius. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull some of these beautiful cards here called the Oracle of the Seven Energies. I got this deck on a very special trip in Maine a couple years ago. It's special to me. So, and the deck is like, let's just explode everywhere. For Sagittarius guided here, what do they need to know now the most about their love life? What do they need to know now the most? For the Sagittarius guided here to this reading, for these coming spring months, beautiful green rebirth type months, what does the Sagittarius guided need to know now the most? So we have card 24, Let It Go, coming out. It's a beautiful heart-shaped greenery. I'll show it to you here in a second. And there's two hummingbirds like weaving some string around it, which is kind of interesting because I believe I mentioned hummingbirds. I didn't even really know there was a hummingbird card in this deck, to be honest. And so I mentioned hummingbirds, and then the hummingbirds come out. So that could be a great synchronicity for some of you. And it's just a synchronicity for everyone watching, to be honest, because I already mentioned about how, well, if a hummingbird card comes out and you're into hummingbirds, and then bam, 2 of them on this card, 24, let it go. So we're going to find out what this card means. It's about forgiveness, healing resentments, shedding the role of the eternal martyr, letting go of victimhood. Sorry about that, Sagittarius. I almost called you Aries for some reason. Cutting the ties, that might be a synchronicity for some. Cutting the ties that bind you to a destructive story. Releasing pain so you can move into lessons it offers. Relinquishing the need to be right. So Sagittarius, okay, in your love life, try to let it go. The pains of the past, the lessons of the past, the wounds of your childhood. Know that your path doesn't have to repeat. It doesn't have to be the same. You can have a different outcome. There are times in life when you must forgive, lest you become a hostage to your anger, frustration, disappointments, and resentments. This is not about condoning bad behavior or minimizing a hurt done to you. Forgiveness is simply a commitment to stop telling an old story so you don't carry its burden anymore. If you don't forgive, old hurts fester and become distorted, causing you pain over and over again. You become trapped in a prison of your own making, tied to the story that you were a victim. It's time to cut the invisible cords attaching you to the situation and preventing you from moving forward. There is this forward moving momentum in your reading, Sagittarius. Like the universe is trying to propel you out of this any victimhood mentality that might still be remaining in your healing process, or work you through any that you do have and get you out of that so it can move you forward. The truth is, you are victimizing yourself every time you recreate the unresolved hurt in your mind or speak of it with friends. Rather than allow this folly to repeat, surrender the situation to your higher power. Now is the time for radical forgiveness. Say no to drama in all forms and forgive yourself and others for engaging in it. Consider the ancient Hawaiian practice known as Ho'oponopono, which is hard to say. You can look that up. It's really amazing. It has also helped me in my life. It's an amazing, amazing thing. Look at these hummingbirds pulling a thread around this heart-shaped bush. Let it go, 24. The prayer is a beautiful way to begin the process of forgiveness. I'm sorry, forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, forgive me, thank you, I love you. It's based on the idea that we're all responsible for the reality we see in the world. If something is awry, whether it's your perception, your emotional reactions, your judgment, and so forth, it's up to you to clean it up. Forgiveness is the key to a liberated and meaningful life. No matter what method you choose, just do it. So forgiveness is there's forgiveness that is needed in your life. A sense of needing to let go of past hurt, anger, frustration, things that have been done to you. And I know that people preach this all over during the healing process. You're going to hear this in all the readings, forgive and let go for your benefit. And I know it's easier said than done, believe me. I have such a busy mind, and I literally have been diagnosed with OCD. I don't just say that like a joke. But I have legitimate intrusive thoughts that plague me. And I've used Abraham Hicks to help me with that over the years. I still fight it every single day. It's very hard for me to let things go because something in my psyche wants to replay bad events in my mind and kind of what I would call torture me with it. Like my mind was its own entity at some point in my life. And I feel the need to share that because I feel like a lot of you who are guided here, you're going to be feeling that same way. And so the universe wants you to know that you're not alone, and that like mind, that feeling of your mind being its own entity, and it does what it wants to you and makes you see what it wants. That takes a lot of work to get out of that. It really does. Abraham Hicks is a big help. And recently I just started doing something because I've noticed this, and I don't want the reading to go too long, but I feel a need to share this. I will be like, my husband and I have been through a lot, right? We were separated for over 3 years. We were high school sweethearts. We were together 27 years when I left. We were apart 3.5. I didn't think we'd ever get back together. I probably shouldn't have wanted to be honest, because he wasn't always good to me, but I love him. And that is, I wanted us to heal. I noticed in my relationship, things manifest from my thought all the time. I don't know about you, but like I could be like, For instance, we were talking about Dopey, the little one of the seven dwarfs from Snow White. We were talking about Dopey, and I said when I was little, I used to think, oh, my ears look like Dopey ears because they kind of shot out when I was little at the top. And like the next day, we were walking to the grocery store that's not too far from our house, and there was a car parked by itself right in front of us, and it had a Dopey antenna on top. Like it was a Dopey figure stuck on top of the car antenna, and I was like, oh my god. So I'll think about things, they'll come into my reality. It happens all of the time. I'll think about my husband and I having past fights and past arguments, or I'll lament on what I think he might say in a situation that isn't good, and we will have a similar argument in my reality. So now when I start lamenting or ruminating on things that he did in the past, affair that had happened or how it hurt me, it's almost guaranteed he'll go into a different energy, and he'll like assume the energy that he was in during the time of that thought that I'm having. And I'll be like, so lately I've been like, if I don't want to live it, I'm not going to think it. If I don't want to live it, I'm not going to think it. And so like, why? I don't want to fight with him in real life. I don't want to fight over things in the past. So why am I thinking about him in my mind? Instead, I'll be like, change that thought as fast as I can and switch it out to something more promising. I'll imagine a time when we laughed about or went to a nice dinner and really enjoyed our night and had a great time, together instead. Or I'll imagine him like, bringing me flowers or something good, and it really changes his energy. So even though that might have been a little bit long, and this reading is getting long already, that was something so many of you Sagittarius needed to hear right now. 29, we're going to move on to card 29. Look at the gorgeous colors. This deck is so beautiful. Awakening Genius. You're birthing into something, Sagittarius. You're becoming very self-aware. And that's why you had to hear that story that I just told. So I hope that most of you stuck through that, because you're birthing something. And just as I said that, the spirit of creative expression, bringing forth new information, birthing, knowing that your ideas matter, right? The little you inside might not have felt like your ideas mattered, because when you told somebody either through physical speech or body language what you needed, it was ignored, and you were conditioned to say, oh, my ideas don't matter. The idea that I need a hug, or I need love, or I don't want my parents to fight around me wasn't respected, so my ideas must not matter. But they do, Sagittarius, and the little you needs the grown-up you to tell you that. I am like utterly covered in goosebumps. I mean, your reading is full of energy, Sagittarius. So this card means the ancient Greeks believed that each person has a specific genius that acted like a spirit guide, inspiring you with new ideas to further your evolution as an individual, as well as the evolution of all humanity. You could say that genius is the spirit of creative expression, and when you tune into it, amazing things happen. When your genius awakens, you realize you do not have to do everything yourself. You have an inspired, dedicated, wise helper on your side. Today, you can imagine cultivating a playful relationship with this extraordinary spirit. It's asking, can you imagine, cultivating a playful relationship with this extraordinary spirit? If you can, you'll realize that you don't have to you'll recognize that you don't have to solve every problem with only knowledge, memories, and experiences you already have accrued. Your intellect in this case serves as a channel for this spirit of genius, and it can filter in new information. How you forge this connection is how you get out of your own way and simply allow it to work through you. So forging this connection with your spirit guides and teams, your ancestors they have been really trying to guide you, you're going to really explode. You're going to grow in ways you could not imagine. The word genius comes from the Latin word, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing this right, oh my God, gignere. I'm going to say gignere, Gignere, meaning to bring forth or to birth. And I find it amazing how I said you're birthing something forward before I ever started reading this card. I have so many decks. I can't remember what's in all of these. So believe me when I tell you, it's always new to me too. The word genius comes from the Latin. Okay, so we did that. I'm sorry. You're at this moment. You are at this moment about to give birth to a new mode of expression, a powerful one at that. Committing to a partnership with your genius, and only deep satisfaction and success will commit to partnering with your genius, that side of you that's guiding you, that's trying to help you have the best life. Commit to partnering with that genius, and only deep satisfaction and success will result. Today is a day when your inspired ideas matter. So when you get an idea to do something, do it. If you get an idea to turn down a different route than you normally do, go down it. If somebody invites you to something you wouldn't normally go to it. You really are awakening and birthing some amazing stuff forward with the help of an amazing spiritual team. So let's see here. I'm going to put a note here for you, Sag, so I know what to put on your heading. Give me one moment. I am so sorry. Sag. Birthing forward. I'm probably going to have to take more notes, but I want to make sure that I get you guys what's really there when I put the title up. I like everybody to know exactly what's, coming here in the reading. We're going to move on to the Twin Flame Oracle deck here. For the Sagittarius guided here, we're doing a spring love reading. What does the Sagittarius guided here need to know now the most? Much like the Leo energy, this reading is very similar to Leo, so you may want to check that out. We have forgive and receive. Strawberries might be a synchronicity to some. Tropical scenario might be a synchronicity to some. What's your synchronicity? You'll hear me saying it all the time. Put it in the comments, please, so you can help be a part of raising the vibration of mass consciousness. So we have forgive, tranquility, peaceful mind and heart, freedom from the past. Oh my gosh, with the Let It Go card right here. I mean, how amazing is that? And then we have receive, open-minded, abundant, ready. It is your time to receive. I'm going to put this down for you, Sagittarius. Your time to receive. So when you forgive, when you let go, you become a channel to receive, okay? So I don't even know where to put these. I want to make sure you can see the top of it. I can't see to tell. Okay, can you see them over here? When you forgive, you're going to start receiving. When you get out of this anger or hurt or pain, like I mentioned, changing your thought process. If you don't want to live it, do not think it. Because what you think, you will live. I should trademark that. Honest to God, it's the truth, Self-care showed up in joy. These are the divine feminine, journey to the divine feminine cards. For the Sagittarius guided here, what else, please? Anything else? What do they need to know? So I would have only taken, oh my gosh. Would have only normally taken one or two, but we're going to say detached, not needing things to work out a certain way, stopping to smell the roses, going with the flow, right? This big thing of letting things flow through you, becoming detached from pain. This person is certainly not attached to pain. She is totally detached from everything around her, smelling those flowers, detached in a good way, right? Detached from pain and anything else that might cause suffering. Because when you detach like this, you're going to be on cloud 9 in the romance department, divine feminine. Look at this. I mean, romance is coming in. Did I just call it? I don't know if I think I just called you another sign. That is so weird. I'm sorry, Sagittarius, if I addressed you as somebody else. I had some kind of weird little mental blip from too many messages coming in at once too fast, which happens to us readers all of the time. Oh my gosh. But there's like, this might be somebody from your past, from your childhood, somebody you grew up with, somebody that might feel like a sibling, but that you also love very much. You're going to be on cloud 9 with them, detached from everything else around when the time comes, and really enjoy the dancing and the romance. For the Divine Masculine, of course, we have to pull some for his side too. This is the Journey to the Divine Masculine deck. So for the Divine Masculine, Sagittarius, what do they need to know now? Where are they at energetically for this springtime love? I really feel like Sagittarius, yeah, you have so many good things coming in. So we have confidence. So the Divine Masculine portion. I love how all of these cards ended up being like the horizontal like landscape version rather than the upright like portrait one, because they just are all like, instead of it being like this, they all fit nice across there. All the ones that came out. That's pretty amazing. So the Divine Masculine is maybe working on some self-confidence. Maybe he is a confident person for the Divine Masculine portion of this reading. Yeah, the Divine Masculine has some trust issues. They're afraid to be hurt. They don't even trust themselves to not hurt their Divine Feminine. They find ways not to trust people because they are insecure. This Divine Masculine really needs some self-confidence. They're stuck in the ego for sure. Willpower has been a problem. Let's get one more. I wasn't going to, but there's 3 here for Divine Feminine. So what else? Can we get one more about the mental space or where the Divine Masculine portion of this connection is? And also, if you're more... where is it? Yeah, look, the Yang energy. This might also be telling you that the masculine portion of your own energy, where we have both inside of us, Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine energy, you might have some trust issues. You might have some self-confidence issues. That might be the portion of your Yang side that you need to work on letting go of, so you can have this cloud 9 romance. Nonetheless, the Divine Masculine is about to have a revelation. So the male portion of the energy of this connection is about to have a major revelation. And in that, things are definitely going to change. He's definitely contemplating something heavily right now. The universe is not going to let him rest either. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pull some regular tarot lastly before we wrap up your reading that's coming up on a half hour. Yeah, we have, I feel like this is like the Yang energy, the Divine Masculine energy is like the Ace of Cups is here, or new emotional beginning is showing itself. But there's this like, there's this need to put down the swords. There's this like, I got to watch my back. I have to constantly worry. I'm like in a defensive energy. And there's a need to kind of let go of that defensive energy and step out of that like chaotic, dramatic 5 of Swords energy. For the Sagittarius guided here. Yeah, we have some confusion coming up, having lots of choices. Really feel like the masculine portion of your energy, Sagittarius, or the Divine Masculine part of this reading is in kind of a confused energy, but there is a revelation that's coming in that's going to help that. The Queen of Pentacles here, being grounded and kind of stable and solidly grounded. The Queen of Pentacles is a very grounded energy, and we have the 9 of Pentacles. So the Divine Feminine, I feel like the Divine Feminine has been kind of alone and working on her own stuff. Really kind of like, look at that, like, this woman is happy in her garden with her bird, and this woman is happy in her garden smelling her flowers. The universe is like, Sagittarius, you know, you've been doing alone kind of groundwork, and you may have a choice coming up that you have to make. What else for Sagittarius in the love department here, their love life? Spring love reading for Sagittarius. What else? Yeah, you've been hardworking, Sagittarius. You've been working on yourself, working on healing, having some patience for sure. And it's all going to be paying off. I mean, look, you have a happy couple here. You have a happy couple here. They're dancing, they're enjoying the sunset and the outdoors. So Sagittarius, definitely your hard work is going to start paying off. Why is this going in a different direction? I am so sorry. Some of this stuff is like, we had the Two of Cups showing up as I said that. So I really feel like you're going to be on cloud 9. And for a lot of you, not all, it's going to be with a childhood sweetheart. Maybe somebody you were only friends with as in childhood. You know what I mean? Like you were friends in kindergarten or elementary school, and you kind of, you know, went your own separate ways in life, and that kind of, maybe they're going to be surfacing back around. We do have a lot of defensive energy and this feeling of being left out in the cold. So Sagittarius, you have been in some kind of a defensive, stand your ground, guard your boundaries energy. You really just want to look at your own stuff right now. You don't want to really deal with anybody else's. You've been kind of confused, and you might have been defensive, and you've probably been feeling kind of left out in the cold. Okay, the universe is here saying we're giving you strength, we're giving you healing. Your wish is being fulfilled with the Star card coming out, and justice is showing up, showing that things are going to balance out very soon for you, Sagittarius, in your love life. Yes, there it is. I saw that earlier. You're coming out of this hermit mode and coming into the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups tells me there is a new emotional beginning. It's going to be so amazing. You are going to be on cloud 9. Until then, try to let go of any pain. Really follow and listen to the advice I have given in this reading, because it's going to be very beneficial for you, Sagittarius. The Ace of Cups tells me that love is, you're birthing a new love life. You're moving forward into a new love life, okay? It's going to be more emotionally stable than you've been used to. You're really going to be on cloud 9. This reading might even be here to tell you, hey, this amazing, powerful, sweep you off your feet, get swept up and lost up love is coming in, and you're going to need to balance that out, because you don't want to be constantly like the movie there. I think I referenced another Julia Roberts movie earlier. I don't know if it was your reading or Leo, because I can't remember now, but Eat, Pray, Love, right? Where she's been without for a long time, and then she meets somebody and she's getting these UTIs from, you know, being intimate too much after having not gone with for a long time. So it's like you might be so wrapped up in this amazing romance where you're just submerged in cloud 9 with each other. You're so detached and just enjoying abundance in life, the fruits and the amazing florals and roses and things that are amazing, that you're gonna like sort of push aside your responsibilities and your, you know, things, and just sort of and that's understandable, right? Because when you haven't had that in your life for a long time, Sagittarius, you're going to indulge, and go ahead, get on in on cloud 9 and really dive into this new watery Ace of Cups beginning that's coming your way. But then also make sure you're paying attention to your personal life and the people there too. I just split the deck to Ace of Pentacles. So this tells me that, like, I just learned this from a beautiful reader on here that I watch about the aces, and the Ace of Swords being the first of the manifestation because it's the thought, right? And the cups being the second because it's the emotion that drives the thought. And then the Ace of Wands would be the third step in the manifestation because it's the fire, the action. So you have the thought, the emotion, the action that drives it. And then you would have the Ace of Pentacles, which would be like, here's your manifestation in physical form. It's now coming into fruition. And you know what? Dive on into this Ace of Cups, Sagittarius, because you are really embarking on a beautiful, wishes fulfilled, cloud 9 romance. And I'm so excited for you. You just have to let it all go, and your genius will help you awaken to this cloud 9. So Sagittarius, thank you for being here. I hope you liked your reading. If you did have a synchronicity, what is your synchronicity? Put it in the comments. Everybody's going to love it. I'm going to love it, and it's going to help. You literally will be a part of raising the vibration of mass consciousness. So thank you so much, Sagittarius. That's all I have for you. Take care.